I'm just coming to you this morning because I posted something just recently and it talked about the power of surrender. Now, in the power of surrender, it took me a little while to get to this place in space. And I didn't realize how much I needed to be here. And I didn't really understand what I was going through or why God was taking me through this journey to be here. And I remember, like before COVID, 2019, I remember hearing detach. I didn't know what that meant. Like, you know what the meaning means, like detach from things, places, people, situations. And I had my mind focused on people. And then I wasn't sure, like, well, what people would I need to detach from? And as time started to go on, people started to just unveil themselves in a way that let me know that I need to detach from them. But it was really difficult for me, challenging for me to do that as an empath, because I feel everything. I feel emotion in people's words. I understand what they're saying even when they're not actually saying it. I can go further into conversation understanding what they're saying. I'm always unjudgmental because I'm understanding of people, which we all have a level of judgment, right? Or preconceived notions about people sometimes, but I'm always the one who give people the benefit of the doubt. And I wanted to say that I wanted to change that about me, but I realized that's not something that I wanted to change. I just wanted to be able to detach from other people's emotions. I've always been that person that people found me easy to talk to, even my clients. They tell me all about their lives, and most stylists get that and others don't, but I'm that one, right? I actually love it because really my mom wanted me to go into the medical field, and what I realized is that when I started doing classes geared towards that, and I think everybody has psychology as a prereq, but I had that and I loved that class. Like, I love learning about Sigmund and Freud, although they're... Anyways. I loved learning about people's consciousness, mindset, all that, because I've always been intrigued about people. Like, why do they do what they do? Why do they think the way they think? Why did they get this outcome in life? What happened there? And so I've always been intrigued and a researcher of some sort about people. And so even though I did not become a psychologist, in some ways I found myself being that, behind a chair in a way. And it's so interesting how God would align that with me. And I'm in the middle of just writing it all out. I got a spiritual download and stuff that I understood from people, stuff that I understood about myself, my upbringing, all that kind of stuff. But to say the least, that path brought me to an amazing place of surrender, detaching from people. I detached from people's conceptualized ideas about me, who I should be or who I am, and stop living up to those things and live up to me being who I am. And doing that inner work allowed me to see that I am so many different things, yet the same as the whole big major consciousness of the world, who is God in all of us, right? And so when I've come to these realizations, I was able to detach from those things and just, like, in a way, tunnel vision on just me, right? Focusing on me and not the images I see around other people. Because, you know, a lot of the stuff that we see on social media, a lot of things that we portray on social media, we have a tendency of wanting to have that, right? Either have look at someone's life and say, this is my ideal aspects of people's life, and you just take on another persona, you take on another persona, you take on another persona. Now, the integral part of you that is you is still there. The essence of you is still there. Yet you've just put on a lot of many jackets, right? And so who are you without that? And when COVID came as the master reset, I was able to discover what my ideal peaceful life was. I wasn't on social media, barely any at all. I posted, but I wasn't looking at other people too. It's like watching the TV all the time and taking in what you think life is based off of what you see. And this is not real. This is not a real reality. So many things is life, from emotions to things that help you to grow. They can be beautiful and painful at the same time. So all of these things I've learned in my journey of surrender. And being in that space of surrender, you realize that there's so much guidance here for you in source, in your inner being, angels, whatever you want to call it, however you identify that guidance. But there's so much guidance here for you. Like, you may think that things may be not working out the way that you want to, things are falling apart, but really is guiding you to enough, if you can detach enough and surrender to receive that guidance of ease and flow. That is something that I prayed for, because a lot of times we are always working on the go, in a rat race. And we find ourselves like the rat in the cage going in circles. And although you keep going, you're buying material things, you're going on trips, you're doing this, it doesn't really feel that thing inside you. And it isn't until you go within to find that awakened space and know that you are the fullness of everything that exists, and that you asked to be here to evolve. Do you realize how much magic and guidance is here for you? How much abundance, miracles, all those beautiful words that we use is here for you in hindsight. Like, it's interesting because sometimes when we look back where we came from, we realize that we grew, and we realize that God was always here for us. And there is a word, it says, when I have the scripture right here. No, this is not it. Right. The scripture right here. The Lord replied, my precious child, I love you and I would never leave you. During your times of trial and suffering, when you saw only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. So it's like the scripture, when you are weak, I am made strong. Because it is in that place do you actually surrender, when you can't do nothing more in a situation. And you like grant me the serenity. Okay, that prayer, right? I can't quote scriptures verbatim, but you know what I'm talking about. And so grant me the serenity, for the things that I cannot control, and let go of those things, right? So that is where I found myself. When everything just seemed topsy-turvy, I was like, I don't know where you taking me. I don't know what's going on. But listen, I just know I got to keep I just got to keep going day by day, step by step. I don't even want to see what the future going to look like. I know what it will be because I get visions. But however it comes, because it's not your job to figure out how it will happen. That's the thing that had to get over having visions. Because I get visions in my dreams, and my mom did, and my grandmother did, something in our lineage. And so I see the future, know what it looks like, but it's not for me to figure out the how. It's just for me to be in a place of surrender, in a place of receiving, in a place of ease and flow, a place where I can feel my guidance system, in a place of clarity. I don't move without having clarity anymore. Like I might make steps towards a certain direction, and then I'm like, okay, 3 is the charm. That didn't work out. That didn't work out that way. Okay, but I'm not afraid to do that. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to try things until clarity comes, you know? But what I mean is I don't move without clarity. Like, I am not like putting myself fully out there until clarity comes. I'm going to try, but I'm not going to put myself fully out there until clarity comes, if that makes sense. Like, guidance is like, okay, I understand. This is the choice. This is your pathway. But really, in all, how I decide to do that is write it out. Like, what would be the ideal opportunity for me, for how I'm made, how I am created and manifested in God? What is the ideal opportunity for me? And when I write it down, or even talk it out, whether it be a therapist, someone you can just talk to talk it out and come to that space of clarity, and then you're like, oh, that's what it is. That's what I'm looking for. And when the other things doesn't check out, then you know that's not it. And when it all checks out, you know that's the one, right? And so I needed to be able to detach from the way I thought things needed to occur and surrender into the flow of what God knows that needs to occur in my life. So I just wanted to come here and talk about that space and place of surrender that I've been dealing in. And not even dealing in, flowing in, right? It's such a peaceful space when you know that everything works out for your good. It really does. Even the bad, the negative, the unso pleasant. And it's not even really bad. Like, bad is how you perceive it. Everything is perception. And so even the unpleasant, I would say, experiences are happening for the betterment of you, for growth, for the clarity, for the understanding, for the surrender, for the detachment, for the ease and the flow, for everything that is good, that is God. It is happening to you to benefit you into that place and space of growth. Diamonds aren't what they are without pressure, okay? And so, yeah, we live in a world of duality. We can want it to be all peaceful and have all that, but that's up to you. And so even in the midst of it, you can find peace. Even in the midst of your battles, you can find peace. There's always something to be grateful for. When you take yourself out of the movie, okay, that's being narrated, when you take yourself out of the movie, out of the matrix, okay, and you are present and still in God, in your inner being, then you realize how great God is in every area of your life. How you are prospering, growing, and flourishing right from where you are. Because a lot of us, we have this desire to be here, and we're here. And so we just want to skip the steps and get there. But you haven't realized that you are going towards it. You haven't even found gratefulness and gratitude for the steps that you are making towards it, that you don't even realize when that goal happens and you are there. Like, you are there. Now you create another goal while you're there. It never ends. It never ends. Goals should not be the bane of your existence. That's a flawed premise in which to live upon. There's so much more. The journey itself, the gratefulness in the journey itself, that's where it's at. Because if you're just working, grinding to get from goal to goal to goal to goal, just work, goal oriented, just that's all you are in every phase of your life. Like, that's fine, right? Because when you have goals, you have visions and desires, you live much longer. It gives you something to, I guess, live for, right? In a sense. But no, not really, because some people get these things and they're not happy in them. And so they create another goal, hoping to achieve happiness. Happiness is not in people, places, or things. Happiness is you. It's already been there. It's already you. So you need to find it in yourself. You need to heal. You need to detach. You need to have a positive mindset. Some of you complain about everything. Well, this is not like this, and this is not exactly like this, and this is not like, you'll find any little small thing to complain about. And an attitude of gratitude will take you a long way. When you have a positive mindset, what happens is you attract everything positive. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been having better self-talks with your girl. I've been having better self-talks with your girl. Been feeling good, looking good, making sure I'm good. And then everything flows after that. Okay? Everything. And it's not a selfish place. It's just making sure your mental is good on the daily. Have good self-talks with yourself, because you do fight with that. When they said spiritual in high places, it's not about witchcraft and what people are doing to you, because really people can always utter words to you and say things to you that will make you believe a certain thing. This thing died. That will make you, it needs to be charged. That make you believe false things about yourself that are not true. And so when you believe a thing that someone says that works against you and doesn't serve you, then you start to attract that, because it's the power of your belief in what someone said. So it's not about witchcraft. Oh, somebody put a hex on you. They can if you believe it. But as I said, I learned to detach from what people say. Okay? Detach from that. Okay? And be strong enough in God, knowing what He says about me. And talk to yourself in that way. And believe about yourself those things that you're saying. Okay? That you are great. You are beautiful. You are prospering in every area of your life. You are healthy, wealthy. You're kind. You're caring. You're deserving of all the good things that is of God. All right. Anytime I see a negative thought, I'm like, where'd that come from? Girl, stop. You know? And that's what you have to do to build yourself up in the world that we live in, with so many different people and backgrounds and their beliefs, right? And so surrendering to what God says about you helps you to manifest a life that you desire. Now that's true magic. That is miracles. Okay? So I hope this helps someone. Just want to come on here and share. This will be uploaded to YouTube if you guys, whether you are interested or not, I don't care. But I'm uploading to YouTube. I just came on here to share because the Spirit led me to. And those who want to hear it will find it and they will hear it. So I hope that helps someone. Make sure to follow, subscribe, like, and share if this filled you or edified you or educated you in any type of way. All right. Peace and love to you all. Hearts, I just pray that you continue to do the internal work in yourself. All right. And continue to grow in the way that you desire, in the way that God desires for you. All right. Peace and love.